It's time to go beyond the tick mark. Join us as we take you on an adventure through the accounting world.
Here is Jonathan Green and Scott Watson.
All right, everybody, welcome to Beyond the Tickmark. My name is Jonathan Green, and we're here to take you beyond the numbers.
That's right. Real stories, the strategy, and the people behind the financial decisions every day.
So whether you're an accountant, a small business owner, or anyone else who just wants to know what goes on under the spreadsheets, this is the place for you.
Yep, we're here to dispel the myths of accounting firms, accountants, both tax and financial accountants, and just have a good time while we do it.
Yeah, for sure.
My name is Scott Watson. I am a CPA here at J.A. Green Accounting, and let's go have some fun.
That's part of the fun. We have a sound effects machine, and we're not afraid to use it.
That's right.
So, like I said, my name is Jonathan Green. I'm the J in the J.A. Green Accounting. My wife Allison is the A. She may be featured in future episodes. So we'll see. We'll see if we can convince her to get on camera. I'm not sure we can, but that is my goal between now and the end of our run. That's doing these podcasts. So I think to start off, kind of why we're doing this. We have seen things on social media that we kind of call TikTok tax advice. There are these tax strategists. There are these I don't know if you can call them CPAs. They get on social media and are saying, hey, you can expense your wedding if you invite clients to it, or it's like these wild ideas to say, oh, here's how you can save all this money in taxes by doing these things that I wouldn't even say blur the line of what's actually allowed. It's some of it is just patently false, and just opening yourself up to interest and penalties and fraudulent tax returns. And I'm not a tax CPA. I guess I should point this out as well. Any tax advice I give, I'm going to try not to give tax advice. But any tax advice I do give, or by mistake, I would consult my wife before you act on said tax advice.
Correct.
Scott knows more about taxes than I do. I'm a CPA, but my experience is audit, advisory, that type of stuff. I took a tax class in college, and I told Dr. Del Chesser at Baylor University, thank you so much. You have made me realize I am not going to do taxes. I was like, I loved your class because it told me I'm never doing this for a career. So that's the way it went for me.
We're auditors by trade. Since joining this firm, we've kind of had to wear all the hats, which is good.
Yep.
But yeah, anything you hear on this, definitely consult your personal CPA, whether that's us or somebody else.
Yep.
As with any tax advice you see on the internet, you should always talk to your tax professional.
Please do not assume everything we say is 100% legitimate. A lot of this is just kind of talking off the cuff. Clearly, we don't have the tax code in front of us. Even GAAP. I mean, we're not just going to talk about tax stuff. We'll talk about accounting in general, GAAP, accounting, the auditing standards, things like that. Anything we say, we're going to say to the best of our knowledge. But if we're talking off the cuff, just double check us.
Yeah.
We try to be accurate, but there's no guarantees we're going to be completely accurate. So.
Yeah, and that's the problem with that TikTok tax advice is that they're trying to throw a blanket over the entire situation where we're trying to come at it from, we want it to sort of be what's best for you, and what's best for you may not be best for somebody else, or vice versa. So we're just going to dispel a lot of the myths and take a lot of the smoke and mirrors out of because they're just doing it to generate clicks, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We want to come at this from we care about the client view, so I think that's going to be pretty exciting. I'm curious to see which TikTok tax advice we'll tackle first.
Yeah.
And if you have any out there that you want us to comment on, send us a link or whatever, and we'll look into it and maybe we'll do an episode on it.
And I think you made a good point about what what the role of, I think, a good CPA is somebody who knows your specific situation and is giving you advice based on your specific situation, whether that's us or I don't know how far this will go. It may go nowhere, but if you're from Ohio or if you're from somewhere other than the Waco, Texas, Woodway, Texas area, and you got your own CPA, ask that person, ask that trusted CPA that you have about anything that we tell you or about anything you hear on the internet, this TikTok tax advice stuff. We're gonna try and help as best we can, but nobody knows you and your business or your personal financial situation better than your CPA. And if you don't have a CPA that has that knowledge of you and your situation, hop on our website, give us a call. I mean, we can do work for anybody. We may be in the Woodway, Texas, Waco, Texas area, but we do have clients, truthfully, from Las Vegas to Pennsylvania, and it spans all sorts of different industries. So we can do work for anybody. So don't be afraid to give us a call if you have questions. If you hear something we say, and you're like, hey, that's interesting, let's dig in a little bit more, reach out. We'll talk to you. We're not afraid to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And we're doing a YouTube podcast, so we're not afraid to do some talking.
Yeah.
So
that's right. We'll also probably talk about like accounting scandals, like Enron, maybe not to Enron specifically, but those types of accounting scandals. We can dive deeper into that and kind of give you. Here's what it would have been like had we been in the boardroom with them while they were going through all of this. Not that neither of us have ever been through something like that, but we've read the horror stories, we've seen companies from the inside out, and so we can offer you perspective on those types of things if you have questions about those or are interested in that type of stuff. It's always fascinating to see the characters that play a role in all that stuff.
And another good point to make is that both Scott and myself have been on both sides of the desk. We both served in private industry other than public accounting. We both served in higher level accounting roles in different accounting departments. So we've seen the industry side, and obviously we've seen the public accounting side. So hopefully that gives us a unique perspective to say, all right, and we both have worked in private equity as well. So hopefully that gives us a unique perspective to comment on different things, specifically like Enron or any of those scandals. We can say, okay, from if we were the controller or we were the CFO, this is what they were likely thinking or trying to accomplish, and then from the public accounting or the auditing side, these are the things that maybe were missed or the things that were kind of swept under the rug, and how Arthur Anderson may or may not have been complicit in some of the cover-ups.
Yeah.
So we'll try and shine the light on that. And speaking of auditing, one thing that I want to try and allow us to do is that a lot of the stuff we see online is based on tax. And Scott and I both have heavy audit experience, and so we want to be a resource for people that have questions about audits. I mean, like I said at the beginning, I'm not a tax person, and don't listen to me for anything related to tax. But what I can do is talk about my experience in doing audits and other things like that. So I want us to be able to offer that perspective.
And go ahead.
I was just going to say there are great people out there. There's great podcasters. One person that we personally like a lot is Jason Statz. I think he's really good, but what he focuses on is like tax and client accounting services or bookkeeping. And so there's not really anybody that really tackles the audit side. So we're hoping that we can be kind of fill that audit gap in the accounting podcast world. So
yeah, maybe you're fixing to go through an audit for the first time. You're scared. You don't know what to do or what to expect or what questions to ask. Maybe we'll do an audit prep episode where we walk you through. Okay, here's what you need to be asking your auditor, and here's what you should expect out of your auditor. And then that way you're not going into it blind, and you feel like you at least have some control. Because I know sometimes audits feel like you don't have any control, and if your auditor's coming at it to get you, then you need a new auditor.
yeah, for sure. That is absolutely correct.
Unless they're the IRS, and then they're definitely
Yeah, that's a different type of audit. unfortunately. You hear audit and you think about IRS audits. Financial statement audits are completely different. Hopefully your auditor is working in partnership with you and in concert with you to kind of help you find different things that you are needing to get help on, and just really trying to help everybody get to the right answer. I think is the long and short of it. I mean, yes, it's going to be a little invasive. I mean, you've got a full-time job you've got to do and still kind of deal with the auditors. And like we said before, we've been on both sides. We've had to be that person that's providing audit support to auditors, and we've also been the auditors asking for it. So it's not terrible if you know what to expect and you have an audit firm that's doing it the way they should be, which is being cognizant of what you're doing as a controller or a CFO or whatever the case is, and understanding that they're there to do a job and to do it quickly and efficiently and correctly. So,
And we'll also break down, audit also gets loosely coined for a lot of other stuff that's not actually an audit. So we'll break down the different types of what is technically called assurance work. And so there's about 4 different levels of work that a CPA can sign off on and do. Some require us to be independent, some do not. We'll break down all of that stuff in a future episode. But we're just excited to have a platform to talk about accounting. I know that sounds kind of lame, but I think
it sounds super exciting.
But accounting can be fun if you break down just the stereotypes that we've all seen about the guy sitting at his desk for 20 hours a day. Because contrary to popular belief, neither of us like to do that.
No, that's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
And the accountants that you think of in the movies, other than the one with Ben Affleck, because that's also not correct.
Yeah.
But that was not correct to the complete opposite end of the spectrum. What I was saying is the dudes in the green visors, banging into, like an adding machine, doing that. So that's not, that stuff from long ago and wasn't even necessarily accurate even in the time, nor is the contract assassin who, is like borderline autistic or whatever Ben Affleck's character was. Is like, that's not real either. It's somewhere in the middle. And so I'd like to think that they're good accountants that have a decent personality. I've met them. I'd like to think that we're 2 of them. But there are also accountants that are a little bit more stereotypical, that are, there's a joke of how do you know an extroverted accountant? When you're talking to them, they're looking at your shoes instead of their shoes. That's how you know that they're an extrovert. There is some truth to that. There's some accountants that are like that, but it shouldn't be painted with a very broad brush. It's like that's not the case for everybody. So
no, and we're like you said, Jason Stats is focused more on helping firms. We're focused on helping you. This is for you, the client.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that firms don't get any benefit from this, but we want to take a client-focused approach to this, at least initially, and then if you're a firm and you have questions, by all means, let us know. We're happy to talk through it.
I would love if this existed when I started in public accounting 20 years ago. If there was something like this, that as a staff, I mean, hopefully there are new accountants that are just starting out, that are working at Big Four all over the country, or even local firms or whatever. Is like, we've worked at multiple different firms. I've worked at Big Four. I've worked at local firms. Hopefully we can be a resource to kind of help be a sounding board. I mean, golly, I can't remember how many times I wish I just had somebody that I could say, hey, I've got this work paper and I'm having trouble with this, and maybe you don't want to ask a senior or a manager in your firm because they're going to be like, what are you, an idiot? Like if you have a question like that, I would love to be a resource. I mean, we've had interns come through our firm, and I have told them, and they've gone on to big firms. They, we were we were an internship that allowed them the opportunity to do some work while they're in school, because we're in Waco, which is where Baylor University is, Second Bears. They came and worked for us. Scott's not a Baylor Tarleton Purple, but that's okay. We still love Scott. So we have these interns that are coming through. They're working for us. they're getting good experience, we're getting help where we need it, and they're going and working for EY, they're working for Deloitte, they're working for KPMG. So they're going off and doing these things, and we have told them, if you have questions, if something comes up and you're like, man, this is really kind of, I'm racking my brain, this is a roadblock, I'm hitting a wall on this, send us an email and say, hey, how should I do this? We're not going to judge you. I mean, because Lord knows we all had the same kind of questions. It's like, golly, I was an idiot when I was 23 years old.
I've been there staring at a work paper going, what do I do?
Right.
Huh?
So hopefully this can be something that more than just clients can use. So honestly, I hope this can appeal to anybody who's even touching the accounting space.
Yeah.
That's really what I'm hoping for. Is like, this isn't meant necessarily to be a way for us to market our firm. I mean, yes, there will be some of that. I'd be lying if I said, you know, the hope is that in seeing these videos that some people might say, you know, I need a good CPA firm, maybe I can reach out to these guys. Absolutely. I mean, that's a hope. I hope that helps. But more than that, I think I really enjoy talking with Scott, and I enjoy kind of imparting knowledge when we have it. And so this is sort of allowing us or giving us a platform to do that. So if you're a staff or you're an employee in an accounting firm, if you own an accounting firm, if you're a client, a small business owner, hopefully this works for everybody.
Yeah.
So
Come talk to us, come check us out. I think we can offer very unique perspectives, and so yeah, I'm excited. We're looking forward to helping you out. So
yeah,
our next episode will be about
something else.
yeah, that was a get to know us episode.
Yeah, we'll figure out. We're gonna, obviously this is our first episode. I was just telling Scott before we did this, said if you've seen some of the early Mr. Beast YouTube videos, they're I think not dissimilar in quality or content to this. So hopefully this is a stepping stone, and we'll keep getting better, and we'll hopefully have some good content that people will want to hear. If not, then we'll have some fun, and we can watch it and show our parents, and that could be the people that view these videos. Or I can show my wife and your wife, and they'll just roll their eyes and go like, y'all are idiots. And then,
we want about our day.
Yeah.
On to the next tax return.
That's right. Exactly. Or the next audit.
It's the next audit. Yeah. Well, cool. Well, thanks for starting this journey with us. I'm excited.
Yeah.
If you guys see this and you have questions, start sending them our way.
Yeah. The website is jagreencpa.com. Look us up. Find the contact form. Send us an email.
Look us up on Facebook, Twitter. Do we have Instagram?
We do have an Instagram.
Yeah.
JA Green CPA on all platforms. I don't know if we have TikTok, which we probably should to combat the TikTok tax advice.
That'll be our next episode.
Yeah. By our next episode, we'll have a TikTok.
We'll have a TikTok.
How about that?
Be on the lookout for that. We're here to dispel the myths about accounting and CPAs, and hopefully we'll have some fun with you guys as we go along. And if we get big enough, I think we want to have some like online workshops where people can ask live questions and do Q&As and stuff like that. So help us grow this, and we can start doing that stuff, because that's the fun part.
Yeah, I want to eventually at some point have like guests.
Yeah.
We have some people in the firm that have said that they would be happy to hop on and be a resource. We have a senior tax manager who is brilliant. She can be that tax person that can answer tax questions that I'm wholly unqualified to answer. So we got big plans. We'll see how this goes, and thanks for hopping on with us.
Yeah.